All right. What's going on, everybody? It's your boy, Game Changing Judah, also known as GC Judah, your favorite X mod. And tonight, we are diving deep into the world of airline security clearances and programs. Yes, y'all, it's time to take that mystery out of global entry, TSA pre-check, and the clear program in today's episode, titled Episode 7, Clear and Global Entry Explained. Now, I know in the title, I only put clear and global entry, but we're also going to be talking about TSA pre-check as well. So we actually have three security clearance topics that we're going to be discussing today. So that is going to be tonight's video. This video is also pre-recorded, y'all. I had a lot going on today. It was going to be a live stream, but y'all know I wear like multiple different hats, had a lot of different meetings and stuff. So kind of had to just do a pre-recorded video for tonight. But if you got any questions and comments, definitely hit up the stream. I'll be in there as well. Hit the post, social media channels. You already know how to get me. So let's go ahead and get into it in a little bit. And yeah. All right, y'all. All right. So we are back at it again. So let's go ahead and get into the first overbrief. So we're going to do an overview of the programs. We're going to highlight their key features and the benefits of each one. So let's go ahead and kick this off with TSA pre-check. Let me see. Can everybody see that video? All right, we're looking good. Okay, so some of you guys know, my travelers, when you guys are going in and out of the airport, there's a couple different security lines that you can get into that you might see a lot of people in. And all of this is, y'all, is saving you a lot of headache and a lot more time to get to your destination so you can turn up quicker and just enjoy it. Because if you're going to be frequenting a lot of places, or you call yourself trying to fill up your passport stamps like me, you want to get to where you're trying to go to as soon as possible and not deal with the headaches of, just the everyday security line. Everybody and their family travels. So all we're doing tonight is give you guys some game, saving you some time, and we're going to go through everything one by one. So kicking it off, TSA pre-check. So I'm sure a lot of you guys have heard of pre-check before. Some people call it TSA. Some people just say pre-check. It's all the same things, y'all. There's no reason to get confused. TSA pre-check is what it's called. So what this basically does is it's expediting the security process. So when you're a member, you'll get something that's called a known traveler number that you're going to give when you book your flights. So this is like when you're getting your tickets and stuff. Um, so you're going to get like a special designation on the ticket that's going to let airport security staff know that you have the pre-check already. So this is something that they'll be able to point out, and then it'll separate you from, the general traveling population. So when you get to the airport, there's going to be like a screening area. You're going to show your ticket to the security staff, and then they're going to let you join a separate boarding pass line. So there's going to be a whole separate line for you. And then after your ID and your boarding pass is checked, you're going to go through a similar kind of screening process in a separate line. So then you don't have to remove your shoes or coat. I know with a lot of people that's a headache. Me, myself, I hate having to take off my shoes and my coat and go through that. So it's really good. And y'all, your liquids and your laptop can remain in the carry-on bag. Now, for those of you who went through this, I've been caught before not taking my laptops out when I'm supposed to, and then you got to go back and repeat that whole process. My travelers, y'all know. This definitely simplifies all of that stuff. So that's TSA pre-check. When you want to apply for this, you're going to fill out the paperwork online. We're going to go through that later in the video, but that's just to give you a simple kind of briefing of what it is. The cost for that is $85, and that's regardless if you're paying for the first time, y'all, or if you're renewing. If you got family members, kids are free under the age of 13. They don't even have to apply for pre-check. So it just, that's an add benefit for those of y'all who got families. So just be mindful of that. Pre-check is of 200 different domestic airports, and it's also available in Puerto Rico, Virgin Islands, and Guam. So depending on where you're going through, pre-check might not be available. So as always, y'all, do your due diligence, check online, and look at the location. I would just type in whatever country or city or wherever you're going to, and then put pre-check behind the name. See if it's available or not, just so you can save yourself some time. So for some trips abroad, we're pivoting into global entry. You might need that because pre-check does not work internationally, so it's not going to help you in certain countries. So this is where global entry comes into play. So loading up global entry, boom. So it works kind of similar to TSA pre-check, right? So you're going to have access to the shorter security lines. The screening process is going to be kind of the same. Wherever TSA pre-check is offered, global entry is offered as well. So don't worry about that, y'all. So the main difference, keep this, the main difference between two of those clearances is that global entry provides benefits when you travel internationally, hence the name global entry. We're getting you in everywhere. So in addition to simplifying your trip through security, the global entry is going to let you skip much of the customs process. We all know how customs is. It's a pain in the ass. I don't like it. You don't like it. This is what global entry is for. So when you're going into a new country, right, you're going to head straight to global entry kiosk. They're all going to be labeled. They might have the name on it. There's going to be like a kind of a logo. I'll show you guys some visuals later so you can kind of know what to look for so you don't get confused. So you'll get to avoid that paperwork and the customs interviews, but you're still going to have to follow those custom restrictions, including the rules on what you can bring into the country and the different foods and stuff. Some of you guys know you kind of get like a piece of paper or a ticket when you kind of declare stuff, and it kind of tells you what is allowed in each territory or country. So just make sure you take heed to that. So the application process for a global entry, y'all, very similar to TSA pre-check. You're going to start off with another online application. I'm going to get into that with y'all later. And then you're going to have an in-person appointment because you have to do a background check and fingerprinting. So for all of my people out there that's scamming, pulling some crimes, this might not be for you, okay? You got to be clean. Make sure you ain't got no warrants, nothing crazy going on before you go in because there's a high probability that you might not be able to get this. So make sure your paperwork is straight, y'all. I'm just covering everybody out there. I know some people who do some stuff in travel. Hey, I ain't knocking you. Just want to make sure before you go in there and get your feelings hurt, make sure everything's straight. So getting approved can take up to 6 months, y'all. So this is a big deal. Make sure you start it early. This is not something that you're going to last minute do. If you're trying to get it, it's a process. So just be mindful of that. Now, talking about the price, global entry is about $100 for the application fee. So it's a little bit higher than pre-check. Remember, TSA pre-check was about 85, right? So this is going to be 100. But it's because of the benefits that you're getting internationally. That is why the price is a lot higher. So it's good for about 5 years. So you don't have to redo it every other year or something like that. It's really good. So after that 5th year, you got to renew that membership. So you're going to have to pay that 100 again, but you might not even have to go through the interview. So check into that because there's a way that you might just have to pay the fee and then you can keep moving so you don't have to get interrupted, stop whatever you got going on. It can be seamless. And every member of your party who you're going with has to also pay the application fee and go through the same process. So this is not a one-stop kind of fix. If you have multiple people, everybody has to do the same thing. So be mindful of that. The airports that global entry is available to, pretty much everywhere that you're going to see the kiosk. You're going to see the kiosk to know that global entry is there. But the only thing about global entry, it's not going to be universally available, but it's going to be more available than TSA pre-check. And if you see TSA pre-check, global entry is going to be accepted. So just in case you don't see global entry, but you see TSA pre-check, if you see pre-check, global entry is available. So remember, this is all to get y'all through them security lines faster so you can turn up faster, get to where you got to go, and have a better vacation without all the headaches of being in that security line because we know how it is. Now, y'all, pivoting into our last trifecta, clear. So The name is pretty confusing. It's called Clear. I know I was confused myself when I got it. And this one I have myself to add a little bit more personal information for y'all too. So this one works very differently from TSA PreCheck and Global Entry. So the difference with Clear, instead of joining a line to have your ID checked and your boarding pass scanned, you're going to stop by a Clear kiosk. So Clear has its own little kind of separate environment, and you're going to see it. You're going to see the logo that says Clear. You're going to see a whole line. It's kind of like a bluish kind of setup. You're going to scan your iris, so that's your eye, and then you're going to get a fingerprint. And then somebody on the Clear staff, a staff member, is going to escort you to the actual security screening line with everybody else. So this is just kind of getting you through a little bit of it. You're still going to have to go through screening, but you're not going to have access to TSA PreCheck's easier screening process. You're only going to be able to skip the ID and boarding line pass. So make sure you guys know the difference between that. So again, with Clear, you can only skip the ID and the boarding line pass. You're still going to have to go through the screening process. If you don't want to go to the screening process, this is where TSA and Global Entry is going to be your benefit. So just be careful of that. So the line for Clear can get very long in some airports. So that step is going to save you some time. So that's a benefit. Now, the application for Clear, you can do it online or you can do it at a kiosk. I did mine online. It was really easy. And then once you actually go to the actual kiosk, you're going to do your eye fingerprint. And then if you're not able to do that, somebody will be able to help you and they'll get you going. So you don't need to make an appointment for this if you apply it online. It's pretty good. But you can also do it in person. You'll be approved instantly once you do all of this. And the benefits of Clear, you're able to do this on the same day as your flight. So for you last minute people, Clear you can actually do on same day flights or like a day or two before. So that's just another benefit. The application process only takes a few minutes, so you're not going to miss your flight. You know what I'm saying? On my mama, unless you that, then you might miss your flight. So sorry, y'all. Had to do a little jab, had to get it out. Won't bring it up no more. So the other two security clearances are valid for 5 years. Clear, on the other hand, is going to expire every year. So it also has a steeper price tag. This is going to run you about $179 a year, y'all. So if you got it, do it. You guys know I work with the government, so I had a program that allowed me to get like a discount. But again, once that discount was over for me, that 180 price tag did come into play. So just remember that. Now there is a family plan for Clear. It only costs $50 per additional adult, and then anyone under 18 is free. So for all of my people out there with families, just be mindful of that when it comes to Clear. Now, here is the added benefit of Clear, y'all. This is why I like it. Despite that price tag, Clear is only available at 30 airports, but Clear also works at venues. So for all of my sports people, football, soccer, basketball, other major sports, if you're going to a stadium and you're trying to get through, it might be pretty busy, hectic. You guys all know how playoffs is, championship games. Clear is also available. So this is where you get to breeze on through like the VIP you are, like the boss you are, and you can go ahead and go about your day and go and get seated, get you some food, some snacks, some refreshments, and enjoy your game or event of choice. So Clear also offers a venue-only option. So if you don't even plan on flying, let's just say you want to do it just the venue way, Clear got you covered on that. So that is one of the unique benefits of Clear as opposed to PreCheck and Global Entry. So just remember that, y'all. So that's pretty much what we got as far as the benefits for each one. And yeah, let's see. Let's go ahead and cut this off really quick. So I'm gonna go ahead and run just a little visual. You guys, we'll be back in a little bit. Take a little break. Stay tuned. It's your boy.
By me saying it was out to be done. But you take this YouTube shit too far. They're telling you it, and you sit here to contemplate. You got YouTube reality stuff, son. You're two different worlds. So what the
All right, we are back, y'all. So now, following up off of what we just talked about, let's go ahead and get into the application process because this is the most important part, right, y'all? Because we can't just talk about it unless we know how to apply and go about it, right? They say, "Now, Judah, you just gave me all this game, dog. How do I go apply for this?" Yo, dog, I got you. Don't even worry. So, How do you apply for TSA PreCheck? Okay, so listen, y'all. It takes about 5 minutes to submit that online application and schedule the in-person appointment. Now, look, this will also include that background check and that fingerprinting at the enrollment center. Okay, so you got to remember that. Now, you can start at tsa.gov/precheck, and there's another website on there. I think it says TSA Enrollment by IDMIA. So both those websites are going to allow you to register for that pre-check. Okay, so remember that. But you also have to do that in-person appointment. So do not forget, y'all. Okay, you have to do that. Now, TSA pre-check, global entry. Some people know about Nexus or Sentry. All of these ones have different requirements and stuff. So just check into them, y'all, before you do this. But that's going to be the application for TSA pre-check. You can do it online, do it in person. You've seen the screen is kind of like this. This is where you're going to go to. Now, let's go ahead and step into the next application process, y'all, and that is going to be for Clear. Now, for Clear, this one, there's a Clear and there's a Clear Plus. So they kind of both do the same thing, but you get a little bit of a benefit with Clear Plus. Again, this application, as you see, it says enroll in any minutes, enroll in minutes. It's online, or when you go in person, you just go to the Clear kiosk. There's going to be somebody there that's going to be able to help you out. Okay, so yeah, when you enroll now, it's pretty simple. You click on there, it'll go ahead and get you started. Obviously, y'all, your passport, your ID, all of that government information is going to be needed. Your age, everything else. Just think of like the typical stuff that people usually ask you for. You know, that's what you're going to need. But as you see, the different stadiums and stuff on here, different airports, it's going to tell you where it's at. So you're always going to know where to go if you want to go for Clear. So just something to keep in mind, y'all. So that was Clear. Now we're going to go ahead and get into the next application process, and that is our beast of a security clearance, global entry. Now, global entry got a couple more steps, y'all, because you know you're dealing with the government. So applying for global entry, couple steps. So first, you have to create a Trusted Travelers Program account. So you have to have one of those before you even get to the point of applying. And once you get your account, there's a $100 non-refundable fee, y'all. So just be prepared. Have your cash together if you're going for global entry. Now, remember, this is the one that offers the most benefits if you're traveling internationally. So if you want that, you're going to have to go through more steps, but I promise you it's worth it. So after you do your $100 non-refundable fee for the application, you're going to schedule your interview with Global Entry Enrollment Center. And you're going to be able to find that enrollment center and whichever city you're at. Usually it's going to be at the airport, within the airport. You'll know it when you see it. It's going to have the logo. Everything is going to say Global Entry. And then bring a valid passport and one other form of ID. So you know, y'all, your driver's license, your ID card. And if you're a permanent resident, say if you're an immigrant and you're here permanently, you're going to have to bring your permanent resident card. So just be mindful of that, y'all. So everything that was required is already on here. When you go on the Global Entry website too, it's going to show you all this stuff, but I'm walking y'all through it just so you have it now. So that is the application process, y'all, for all three. Now, listen, it's not all sunshines and rainbows, right? Y'all saying, but Jay, you didn't talk about the pros and the cons and everything. So listen, y'all, we're going to take one more break, and the next time we come back, we're going to get into the pros and cons and the benefits of all three so that y'all are well informed before you go in here and start applying for stuff. So yeah, stay tuned. right, y'all. All right. We are back in it to win it. So that was our little break. So now let's go ahead and talk about the pros and the cons, right? So nothing's perfect. So I'm gonna go ahead and give y'all a honest look at what we're dealing with between the differences between all three, right? Because we got to talk about it. We have to talk about it, and it's important. So TSA pre-check versus global entry versus clear. So let's start with pre-check. So you got the pros. You're skipping much of the boarding pass line, and you're passing by security faster, right? It's available at over 200 domestic airports. Application fee is 85 every 5 years, so it has the lowest application fee if money is a big concern for you. Free under the age of 13. But the cons: it only works in the United States. So remember, if you're only going to the United States, Miami, Atlanta, Houston, then you're good. But Thailand, Dominican Republic, Brazil, Cartagena, no, not gonna help. And you got to be in person for the appointment to apply. So pre-check is not available online. So if you're somebody who has a lot going on, you're like, I can't physically be somewhere. Just don't even bother with pre-check. But that's going to be the pros and cons for that. Moving on to global entry. So you're skipping much of the board and pass line, and you're passing security screening a lot faster. You get international coverage for customs in select cities, and the program's also for 5 years. So my international people, this is where you shine at. Global entry is the biggest beast of all when it comes to the travel security clearance game. Now, the cons of that: getting approved can take 6 months. So remember, global entry is not something that is fast. It is not a quick process. You have to have time and schedule this in advance once you get it. So, and you got to be in person as well to apply. So again, if you're somebody who's online, you got a lot going on, you can't really be in person, it might not be for you. And there's a $100 fee every 5 years. So this is a significantly higher price than TSA pre-check, and it's not free for minors. So sorry y'all, little Jimmy, little Sarah, they gotta pay too. So pros and cons of global entry, and getting on to our last security clearance topic: clear. Pros are clear. You're skipping the boarding pass line. It's easy to join without an appointment. You can do it online as well. Works at venues other than the airports, stadiums, ballparks. My sports people, this is where you shine. And it's free under the age of 18. So hey, bring Jimmy and little Sarah on back. They good. You ain't got to worry about them. Now, the cons: no access to a faster security screening. So if you're trying to get through like everybody else, you gotta wait like everybody else. Only operates at 30 airports. So remember, clear is not everywhere, and you have to be careful when you check the airport that it is at, because you might live somewhere where clear is not offered. So be mindful of that. And this might be the biggest one out of all of them: the application fee is $179 per year. So you got to remember, this is going to be like a bill. But if you're traveling domestically, this is something that you want to do, and you also have to be going to a lot of events. Uh, you got favorite musicians, favorite sports teams. You got to think about that. You know what I'm saying? Everything that we do is tax, so think of it as a tax. But yeah, y'all. So that is the pros and cons of TSA pre-check, global entry, and clear. Okay. Now, getting into my personal take from just having clear, since that's the only one that I have right now. I've used clear to travel to a couple different places. I did notice that it was a lot faster to get through the boarding process and stuff. Obviously, again, going through security was a whole nother thing, but I think the benefits were pretty good. I also watch sporting events too, and I go to concerts, so I think it is a added benefit for me, just because I do a lot of the things that it's kind of niched in too. But I do see myself getting a global entry pass in the future, and maybe switching from clear as I travel more, because I am a new traveler. So I'm just giving you guys that just transparency. I do think, in my personal opinion, global entry is the best one for international travel. I know that's what a lot of people within my traveling group, and then in the traveling space in general, we usually talk about traveling to international places. So global entry will probably be your best bet. But if you see yourself going domestic, I would probably just do pre-check. You know what I'm saying? If you're only worried about traveling and that's what you're trying to do, you might as well just mess with the pre-check. And if you're going to stadiums and events, then obviously clear is your thing. You know what I'm saying? If you're going domestic. So each one kind of has their own thing, y'all. So, you know, and again, if you have questions hit me up in the DMs on social media or add some comments to the video. I can reply back. I'm gonna add some links to this video as well for you guys just to have more knowledge, so you can be able to do your own reference. So remember, this in no way, shape, or form is a 100% comprehensive view of all three. I want you guys to always do your homework, regardless of whoever's giving you game. Always do your due diligence before you get into purchasing any of these. But yeah, y'all. Quick recap before we get done. I'm gonna go ahead and do one more interlude, and then we'll be back. So yeah, y'all stay tuned. All right, y'all. We are back in the game. So before we go ahead and get up out of here, I just want to go ahead and do just a quick recap of everything that we've learned tonight, just from dealing with all three security clearances, just so there's like no real confusion. I'm gonna go ahead and bring back up the graphic that I had earlier. And remember, the unique advantages: TSA pre-check, lowest application fee, free for the kids under 18. You got 200 airports it's available at, and you get to skip that boarding pass line and get through the security screening. Global entry, same thing, but it's offered international, and the program lasts for 5 years. Both TSA and pre-check both have that for the 5-year program thing. Um, Now remember, it's $100 for global entry as opposed to 85 for pre-check, and it's also not free for minors. But going to clear, you're skipping the boarding pass line. You don't need to be in person like you do with global entry and TSA pre-check. You can do an online appointment with Clear, and it works at other venues like stadiums and different other events. And it's free for people under 18. But remember, you don't have access to that security screening. It's only at 30 airports domestically, and it's $180 a year. So now that you guys got the game, you make sure that you're more informed on your decisions you make, and it depends on your travel preferences and your needs. So, with that being said, y'all, I want to thank everybody for joining me on this episode. We just kicked a lot of airline security clearance game tonight and the different programs. I hope you found it really helpful and informative. Stay tuned for more. We got more episodes on the way. This has been Game Changing Judah GC. If you haven't already hit that subscribe button, turn on that notification bell so you never miss an episode. So safe travels, y'all. Keep doing your thing. Keep hustling. I got to get back to work. Y'all know I'm a busy brother. But yeah, next live stream probably be next week. Open panel. We'll go ahead and recap on what's been going on in these YouTube streets. Talk about what everybody's been doing, and we're gonna figure out where we're going next, man. You know what I'm saying? Passport stamps up. And if you haven't got your passport yet, please get it. Please do that immediately, because as much as we love to talk about this game, y'all, you kind of want to have at least a passport done or be in the process of getting one so you can start living life more and enjoying and traveling and doing your thing, man. So until next time, y'all, safe travels. It's your boy, your favorite ex mod, DC Judah. Subscribe or stay on the bench. All right, y'all. I'm out of here. Peace.